Hey, what's good? We just wrapped up our live market analysis session. We waited right till the end, stayed out of trouble, took a buy signal on the US 30, which is the Dow Jones. And as you can see, I used the TP3 exit, the take profit 3 exit on the 8-minute chart to get out for 104 pips. But a bunch of our community managed to get some pips on this trade. But this was right at the end of the session. So throughout the middle, we broke down the NAS, gold, and obviously the Dow as well. So lots of key analysis points in there. We looked at channels and trend lines and all sorts of good things and fibs. So anyway, dive into the session, enjoy it, and we'll see you on the inside.
Well,
All right.
get your money back, bro.
Yeah. I'm not going to revenge trade. I don't do that.
Good. Oh, no, it's horrible. I mean, losses, remember, you've got to see losses as just a normal business expense. That's how I see losses. They are inevitable. They're horrible. Even if you follow the rules, there will still be losses.
That's an interesting view. A normal business event.
I mean, basically, I think I put it on, someone said a question, if you follow the rules with TrendForce, you should only make small losses or break evens or small wins or big wins, but you shouldn't ever make big losses. So in the balance of probability, you should be profitable.
Stop loss. So it was good, but still it was I found it a significant amount. So any loss is a significant amount to me, how small or big, it doesn't matter. It's a loss.
Yeah. Well, that's unfortunately that happens in trading, and it's horrible, but it's unavoidable. But don't set trades if you're trading through an open, because there'll always be big wicks usually, especially the London Open and the US Open.
Apparently.
Yeah.
And also especially in the Trump administration with extensions of China's
tariffs,
deals and stuff like that. It's.
I mean, that's the fundamental analysis side of trading. The big pictures. Until Trump has settled every tariff of every major economy, there are going to be big wicks and big swings and unpredictable moves. So this is most unusual trading the last number of months. Well, since Trump has taken power, trading has become a little bit more challenging. But it will settle down, the market will find its rhythm again.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'll get back to you.
Right. Good morning, everyone. Nice to see so many faces. I see, lovely. A lot of people up to catch the worms this morning. So I'm back from Taiwan. My body is telling me that it's like 1:30 in the morning. Got back on Wednesday morning, but I'm awake. I've had a coffee, and I'm trusting for the caffeine to kick in very soon. Right.
Look, if you're feeling too cold, Louis says it's 0.1 degrees in Rotorua right now, and I'm sure Wayne at Wanaka is feeling it probably too. So.
Okay, well, I've come from 34 degrees in Taiwan, and it's 6 degrees in Auckland, so I've had my heat pump on, taking the ice out the atmosphere. So let's have a look at the market. So starting with the Dow. So here we got our new table, so I hope that's useful. So bottom right-hand corner. We can see I've just got the Dow, the NAS and gold on. I've got all the time frames. Just looking at what's trending, we can see the Dow is not trending fully. It's the M1 to M5. We're between our time zones. The NAS is looking good. We got all green. And then gold, just on the 1 hour and the 4 hour, we're between the zones, but up to the 15-minute, the market's trending nicely. So let's just have a look at each market very quickly. So I'm on the Dow. We can see here we're between the zones on the 1 minute. You can see also on the 3 minute and also on the 8 minute. So let's quickly look at the sessions. I'll just turn my indicator off and let's pull up the 1 minute just to see what's happening. Let's just put this on the 5, the 1 and the 5. Just look at the sessions to see the highs and lows. So what are we learning here? So we're right in between. So the Dow is nowhere near a high or a low. We're coming up to the Asia session, those over there, the low and high. So there's no real significant point we're facing on the Dow with Asia. So we're kind of in between. So we can turn that off. Sessions off, indicator on. So we're just having a quick look here at the Dow. So we're between. So there's a risk when we see, those orange lights, trade with caution. We did have some counter trend signals on the 1 and also on the 3. And let's just look at the 8 to look at some trend lines. I just like to look at the 8 to look at that very rangy. Hey? Look at that all through from yesterday's high. Oh, there's my trade I took yesterday. So we can see completely sideways here, completely sideways. So trying to look at any significant trend lines over here.
That was just ranging towards the news at 12:30.
Yeah, so we've just broken a trend line, but we're right on the 8-minute below the 233. So we can see, I'll just make it a little bit bigger. We can see price just rejecting the 233, sorry, the 55. That's why it's a significant level there. So trying to break that trend line from what time was that, just before the open, around, that was the open round there. So let's have a look. So we're going to be probably a little rangy on the NAS because of that. So we can see, on the lower time frames, we're above the 233. So that's why we generated a buy signal. But that's probably not going to go anywhere in the near future. It's going to respect that time frame. So there we go there. Let's have a look at the NAS. So let's quick look at the Dow. There's nothing that's going to say, let's look at the Dow. We can jump on something. Just double checking that there's nothing that's going to jump out at us there. So let's look at the NAS. The NAS is trending nicely. Had a big pullback. So I love it. When I see all those lights green, that's a good sign. So let's look at the sessions. Okay, there's nothing immediately to jump on and trade. So we can have a look at the sessions. So to indicator off, just to get some clarity, I'll just change it to the 5 quickly. So on the sessions and see what's happening there. All right, so you can see the London high is also the New York high at the moment. So on the 5 minutes, let's just see, that's the Asia high and Tokyo. Trying to take any significant level. Looks like we hit that now.
Spiked the old all-time high down the bottom there. Basically bounced off it.
All to where? I'm on
that bottom left spike. Bottom left there.
Yep.
That was the all-time high. That looks like that line you've got, a horizontal line.
Yep. Yeah.
So it looks like we just bounced off that and now
moving up.
Yeah.
Okay, so in between, nothing massive that say, let's watch that for now. Here's my 4-hour, updated this yesterday afternoon. So this was an all-time high, as I pointed out. This pinkish line there. So I'm looking at chart patterns here. This yellow line, I want to go through this again in one session. This is my 1 day. I do yellow trend line. So this is a daily trend line. We can see how it made a perfect double bottom here off a daily trend line, also respected a fib number. So we got a bit of time to look at price action there. So that bounced off a fib number. So that was a 786 there. And we can see this is my 4-hour trend line. So I'm just having a look here for price action. So price it may come all the way back down to this 4-hour trend line. So a bit of a pullback. So let's just go to the 8-minute, put that back on the 1 minute, indicator on. And just look at the 8-minute for trend lines. We're in a pullback, so we're not missing any trade at the moment. I did want to look at this before we look. We got time to just analyze the charts. There's a great, I love looking at always a chart pattern. So we can see from this high here, we'll just pin it there, a nice W pattern. So we can see this beautiful W going there. You take the trend line off the high, so around about that point, perfect W. Then you wait for a signal, and you can see this is a 3-minute. You can see on this candle, there's a triangle and there's a buy momentum. We can see from that, price went up, I think it was 50-something pips, almost 50 pips from that. So remember, when you see a chart pattern like a W, or always draw a trend line, you wait for it to break, then you wait for a signal, and it becomes a high probability trade. So always like those patterns. So let's just look at the 8. That's the 3. So the 8 looks a little bit more rangy. Gee, same as look at that range. Wow, just going sideways. after that counter trend trade yesterday at 2:30 in the morning. Look at that. So look at this price action, respecting almost the 233 the whole way. So gone sideways. And let's just see what's happening now. Obviously, we've got this pullback. So though we are all green, there's nothing to say, let's jump in. But because this is a trendy market, our zone alignment's all green, we love to reject a significant level before we move up again. So we've come down to this demand zone here, and we're just going sideways, ranging. So let's look at all. So I mean, here when I look at that, immediately my subconscious tells me I'm only taking buys. I'm not looking for any sells, not looking to go short, only looking for longs. So we're waiting to reject a level. As something Tana always say, we always like to see a bigger pullback. It would have been great if we'd come back to the 233 to grab more liquidity. So price moving up, it's now hitting a 4-hour trend line. So we can see, I always look back to see, is that trend line significant? We can see here, it looks like this pullback here around about 519, it took about 6 minutes. It actually sat, I mean, it was also above the trend zone, but it looks like it's respected our 4-hour trend line that I've drawn. Buy momentum trying to move up, but we can see whenever you get a long wick, big wick like that, buyers are trying to push price up, sellers are trying to push it down. So that makes me nervous. Big wick there. Still, our zone's not aligned. We can see on the 1 minute. So nothing to jump into there yet. It looks like it's going to respect our 4-hour trend line. And it has. So, I mean, obviously, the liquidity would have pushed it down. These trend zones are liquidity. So I'd like to see a bigger pullback if possible. We also got our pullback support line there. It's become resistant, so nothing to jump in quite yet. Gold was looking good on the lower time frames. We can see zone alignment, as we said, 1 to 15. All bearish, H1, H4, orange. So we can see here, price try to push up. We can see a W pattern, not perfect. So bit of a W, bit of too much range in the middle. When you look at W's, you want to see a clear spike in the middle. Makes it safer. Here we got almost 3 highs. But it did give a little pullback. So, I mean, if we drew a trend line, it's not, I don't like these kind of W's. I mean, the indicator's actually drawn one right there. So no need for that. You would wait for some sort of signal, but you can see, although W, it's a bit too messy in the middle for me to take it seriously. Price respected the 55. Plus, I'm just going to delete that. That would have been a 1-day fib. I didn't upgrade that one. So let's look at gold. Let's go to the 1 minute. We're mainly bearish, but we're in a big pullback at the moment. Let's look at the sessions. Turn the indicator off, put sessions on. Whoa, what's happened here? Gee, is my sessions right here, Ty? Where is the... Gee, where did this high come from? I'm on the 5 minute, 1 minute. Let's go to 5, sorry. Let's have a look. Here we go. That looks better. I thought I was on the 5 already. So New York high, London low, Asia. So we are between any significant, that could be Asia low. I'm trying to see, we're kind of in between. This is London low over here. So nothing, we're kind of between, not heading, we could pull back to the London low, but nothing that's making me jump out over there, the sessions. So let's just look at price action here. That's what I've been doing a lot. I'm learning more and more. You can see how this is on my 4-hour. That was a significant level, that pink line. So it rejected that line, came down to a fib. That's a 234. Rejected that, up, down, looking here, just looking quickly. We come down to another, you can see here, another significant level. That blue line was a previous level of support on a 4-hour. And also we've hit a fib number there. So that's a 382, and we rejected that. So although we are bearish, price is rejected. When you see lines grouped together like a fib and a significant line of support. And we bounce off there. Prices trying to move up, but we're in a bearish market, so that could be a little bit rangy. So let's go back to the 1 minute, turn the indicator on, see if we can find any significant trend lines. Looks like we were pretty rangy across the board this morning. Let's put on an 8 minute, have a look there, get a bigger picture of price action. So let's have a look here. We almost got a channel developing here with gold on the 8 minute. Let's have a look here. Let's just link these lines. Kind of almost there. We got a line there, and let's look from this high here. I mean, the indicator's drawn something for us. They're quite far apart. Kind of stuck in this. So also a bit rangy. So though we mainly bearish, price is trying to pull back. But nothing to jump on right now and say, let's take this one. So again, if I'm looking at the zone alignment, I'm only looking for sells on gold, looking to go short. So just double checking, nothing to jump on. The NAS is probably our best bet. There we go. This is what I want to see, a bigger pullback. So let me just look at the Dow on my higher time frame here. Dow's also pulling back, but the zone is mainly orange. So now we exercise patience. Ty, do you want to make any comments? Are you seeing anything else?
Oh, not particularly. Also just catching up on things and looking through. That was good though. I will sing out if I see something, but yeah, gold at the moment is trying to make some decisions as well. Pulled back to that previous New York level, spiked that earlier.
Yeah, this is gold.
4 whatever this morning, 415, 420.
I mean, gold is
from there, and it's
yeah, but the zone alignment, I mean, it's trying to pull up, but when I see all that red, I mean, that's like that's danger, you know, trying to go long.
If it's going to go back up, it's the beginning of it's always going to be very red. The dollar has, kind of bounced above finally a trend line that it rejected pretty heavily. So from NFP being the top of the DX, I don't know if you've got the DXY there at all, but
no, I haven't.
Yeah, it's rejected that trend line pretty heavy on midnight on the 12th. Came down, sort of flirted with a trend line at the bottom, and has now bounced and broken through that previous resistance. So it's dollar's got some opportunities thrown up, which we'll see.
And when the dollar goes up, the Dow and the NAS go down.
Yeah, some of them have. Yeah,
it normally goes opposite. Gold goes more in the way of the dollar, doesn't it?
No, gold is pretty much inverse. They are inverse. They're like pretty clearly inverse. Those two. I've got those two charts directly above each other, and they are almost not quite, but they a bit of a mirror on the reverse.
Yeah. So now it's. I mean, this is to me. I mean, it's trying to pull up. So for me, when I see that, I'm not going to not waste time. That's the wrong word. You know, when I see so many zones red and prices trying to push up, it just means risk. So
yeah, it's got too much oncoming traffic. Excuse me, but
I mean, you want to see if price does move up. You want to see it hit something like the 233 is sitting around about the S4. We've got a pivot there. You know, so we'd like to see maybe an M pattern. So if we see gold move up all the way up to the 233 on the 1 minute, and there's a pivot there, then maybe, push down, but we can see the H1, H4 between our time zones. So still a measure of risk, but we'd like to see this a nice maybe M pattern. That's potentially, it's a bit of, see price from that low head up to the 233. It may push through this resistance zone here. Some sellers waiting there, and then a move down. But look, it is trying to push up, so that means risk.
A little safer. I mean, NAS needs to maybe pull back a bit more, but the Dow has pulled back, has touched the 233 and the 55 right now, broken that little train line. It's got a little bit of orange. Like there's a few moving averages still on the way, but
Yeah.
it feels like it just looks like it's slightly lagging. Like I've got one chart with all four on them, like the DXY, Gold, NAS, and Dow. And yeah, the NAS had a higher, what's the word I'm looking for? Initial dump on the news and pull back higher than that, and is now sitting level with that news level, but the Dow is still lower and looking to possibly now play the catch-up trade. So be interesting to see. It's broken its trend line a little bit, and bounced off a few EMAs, a few in the way.
I mean, we haven't got far. Yep. We haven't got far to go to get into green. You know, we've got to break. So we've got to break the 987 here. And on the 3 minute, we're to break the 233. I mean, we're above the 233, so it would be green here, but we can see how it's respecting the 55 here. So we've got this trend line we drew. I'll just extend it slightly. So price is, still above the trend line. But you can see price action here, the 55 is just stopping. That seems to be a bit of a barrier right now. Also, a big round number, we can see we're right on the 44.8 there. So now we're rejecting. This is the 50% of a 4-hour fib. So you can see that creates strong resistance right over there. So I just love price action, analyzing why price is doing what it is. So we need maybe another, looks like it's trying to pull back again. Our MACD is tiring now on the 3 minute too. So that is showing a pullback on the 8 minute, still looking very bullish though. So not going anywhere at the moment, price. The NAS, here we go. What are we doing? Trying to push up. I mean, our MACD on the 3 minute is still bearish, still in crossover mode. So we are in pullback and a bit of range on everything at the moment. So the NAS is the only one of the indices we're looking at that is all green. I mean, you can see the MACD though is still on H1, H4, is still bearish, but that's giving me the most hope at the moment. We came back to the POC. I tested that area a few times. We're still above the trend zone on the 8, but not much else happening. I'll keep an eye on my monitor too. Any questions there, Ty, or not? You can look at any questions.
Yes, I think. Just checking. Just catching up on people's comments here. Brendan's in Caddy. Last day in New Zealand. Oh my goodness, bro. Flying back to the States. Mark thought Wanaka with Wayne was Wakanda for a second. Wanaka forever then. Sorry. Bit of Avengers coming through. Vicar said, great experience with price action this week on the NAS, where price tested the 987 a few times before breaking out. Definitely have a huge respect for the EMAs. There you go.
That's what's an indicator.
Yeah, it is insane when you see the level of respect on those wicks on different time frames across those fib moving averages, man. It is absolutely uncanny. So, yeah.
It just shows how much, that's the big money, all the algorithms are set to Fibonacci numbers. That's why our whole indicator is based on Fibonacci. Everything's got Fibonacci numbers written into it. I mean, there's a buy signal on the NAS right now, but our rules would say no. So we see a buy signal there. And I never take a signal on a doji. That's always a bit of a warning for me. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen. So we can see here the 3 minute, both the trend zone on the main indicator is not aligned. But look, price is trying to break this 4-hour trend line now. So that looks like it's going to break through. Let's just see what the next candle does. But we'd be breaking the rules there. So that would be a no in terms of following the rules. We have got a full color candle, but this trend line is the worry for me. Again, always look left. We want to see price close above. So again, we see the respect here that looks clear that it's respecting a 4-hour trend line. And again, over here, it took, I mean, you know, sort of 4 minutes to close below. And we can see this spike. I mean, this could have been liquidity, but again, it could be the trend line. Rejected it there. And now it's trying to close above here. Again, pushing up. But this is definitely, to me, this is the 4-hour trend line. Is proving strong resistance right now to price moving up. And again, whenever I see a big wick, you know, the saying in trading is wicked wicks. Wicked wicks, remember that big wicks are always danger. So that is buyers trying to push price up, sellers saying no. So when there's a big wick, I'm very nervous about entering a trade. So I always look at wicks, big wicks are danger. So we can see that's classic price action. We've got a 4-hour trend line. Price tested it twice. Big wick was the warning and it's rejected it, and now it's pulling back again. So this is looking at the NAS. Okay, look at the Dow's just generated a buy signal, but that is danger for me. Let's have a look there. So we can have a look. The MACD's just crossed over. So that is danger for me. Let's have a look. I mean, we've got no space on the 3-minute. You can see we've broken this trend line here. 55 is bright green. But space, when you've got zone alignment, that is danger. I don't like trading when, you know, especially with the lower time frames we're on right now. 135, all orange, means it could pull back anytime. So I'm just looking. We've got a bit of a reverse head and shoulders here. So that is nothing safe. I mean, I'd never take a trade straight into the 233 on the 3-minute. We know we said these Fibonacci EMAs are massive for price action. So if price did move up, you know, is there clear space to TP1? Looking at the 3, definitely not. We could, well, it's just sitting on TP1, so very risky. We haven't really closed. We've got a big round number there. So, I mean, that signal would definitely be a no-no for me. I mean, the positive side, we've finally broken this trend line. So price is definitely trying to move back up. But in our zones, we want to really see price. We want to be all green. Price close above the 987 and the 233 on the 1 and 3. So nothing happening there. Let's look a bit at gold. Also sideways. Let's have a look. I mean, price is trying to move down. So I said we would have liked to have seen, we have made it this M pattern here. So we have got an M. I mean, already the indicator's given us a trend line. We've broken it. But I would have liked to have seen price moved a bit higher. So it couldn't, gold in this pullback, couldn't break above this resistance zone here. I would have loved to have seen, you know, price hitting the 233. There's normally a good bounce back. So price is trying to move down. And so, I mean, we're below the 233 on all our frames. So it could generate a sell signal. But at the moment, the 3-minute, we've got 3 green lights. That means risk. It's about a crossover. We're not far from crossing over on the 3-minute. So this could generate a sell signal. But again, we've got danger. We've got this demand zone here that price is moving into. And of course, our EMA on the 3-minute, our SMA 21's pointing up. So we could get a sell signal, but no space. You know, I think if I painted my wall and I was commenting on how the paint was drying, it'd be a bit more exciting than this morning. Really going sideways on everything. So gold, there we go. I knew a signal would come, but that is not a signal I would jump into. All right, the 1 minute's got a bit of strength, but TP1, I mean, everything's spelling danger. The 1 and 3, we've got green lights there. So, I mean, sometimes, price does move, it breaks the rules, but again, always all about probabilities. On the law of probabilities, that is not going to move. It's not a safe signal to take. We can see, we always like to say we can see the trend zone in the 3, not quite parallel, but moving up. SMA on the 3 minute is bright green. It means it's still sharply up. So that would be
Aside
danger.
from a little oncoming traffic, the Dow's still looking the best after bouncing that trend line. It's got some moving averages in the way, but it's at least getting full color candles, and that trend table's close. It's just those moving averages in the way of it. So it might just grind its way up.
Yeah, we want to see a break, and a retest of these levels. They're pretty close, sitting quite the 987 on the 1 and the 233 on the 3. They are pretty close. So we've broken that trend line, broken this trend line. So we want to see this pattern broken too. There we go. We want to see it was forming, a head and shoulders. But we are now broken that previous high. So we should get a star. The star should jump across. There we go. As I said, we've made a higher high. It still is a lot of risk. So very often, I mean, these Fibonacci, the 987, they're magnets for price action. So price is drawn towards it, sucks it into it. So, and if it breaks through, they are like magnets, it may pull it back. So we do want to see price break these two levels, and potentially bounce off and then shoot up. So we're just seeing, Ty's money's on the Dow this morning. Let me just change my
Not usually, but I like what I'm seeing. And the NAS is now at least pulled back to the 233.
Yeah, we got a good pullback on the NAS.
So that's at least now. And it's, at least.
Now we've pulled back. We said we want to see a pullback. The 233, we've pulled back to the 233. So, and we've got the 987 close by, and we've got a 4-hour trend line. So if we come down, there will be strong support over here. But the 233 is good enough. If it rejects that, we are still all green, which is a positive sign. I like how the trend table, as price reverses, it was all green. Slowly the red lights come on. So you can see the MACD on the 5 minute also is bearish at the moment. But this is a good sign. A pullback to the 233 is what we love. So that trend line would be quite high. We've got, if we drew this trend line over here, always like to see a break of trend line.
Broken above now as well.
What's broken above?
Dow's above 987.
Let's have a look there.
It's basically hit TP2.
Okay, the Dow's, the NAS has got quite a bit before safe trade. Let's look at.
Yeah, so that might shape.
There we go.
So now that the NAS has bounced, or at least tapped the 233, it might shape up to follow the Dow there. But
yep. But again, we've broken this trend line. It's still obviously risk in this trade. So we're going to see we've got the R2 here, we've got this pivot, and we've got the 987. We want to see it really break and then retest and then give us a signal for a safe entry. But look at the 8 minutes looking really, really nice and bullish. 2 full color candles.
Yeah, hopping as well, that MACD, like it's cutting through zero, nice and wide.
Yeah, we've crossed zero over there on the 8 minute. But again, these are so strong for support and resistance at the same level.
The 15 on the Dow has produced a buy signal. It's not a very strong one, but still. On the Dow.
Thanks, Mark. Let's take a look at that quickly.
That's good spotting.
On the 15 minute, here we go. Yep.
And we've got a 1
55.
hour.
We're below the 55 there, so
on the 1 hour, we've got a doji reversal pattern too.
Okay, we can see how we rejected this 4-hour fib here. So the R2 is quite a level. On the R2, is sitting roughly where the 55 and the 15 minute is. So we can see here we're broken above the 233 now. So this looks, we're trying to break above the 233. So this R2 is, that could, if we break above, that could be good support. And we've got nice space up to this zone here. There's still 40 pips up to that supply zone there. So we can see now we've got our triangle, meaning this could generate a buy signal. We need a pullback, of course, for that. But these are so strong. You know, look at this big, look how it's rejecting this 987 here. So I'm looking, the NAS is pushed down further. Trying to see the NAS, so keep an eye on both. So how big is this? This is quite a big candle here. How big is this candle here? That is 18 pip candle. I mean, that's such classic price action. We rejected the R2. We also rejected the 987, and it's caused that bounce back. So it's not what we wanted. We wanted a break above, you know, these zones for a safe entry. If you look at the NAS, I just saw my monitor. It's really pushing down low now. So we round this crucial level here. We round this 4-hour trend line. We've got a bright color candle, so that looks like it could push down. Let's see what's in the way here. It could come back to S1 if it does close below. So this should be strong. I thought it would pull back to this point and then maybe push up. We can see our zones have gone orange that were green. On the 3-minute, we've got a POC and the 233. So there's going to be strong resistance here, strong support, sorry. On the 8-minute, we got the 55, the 21, and the 233 all grouped together. So this is quite a big pullback. I'm trying to see what's unusual here for this. I would have expected to see, look here, this from this high here. This is unusual for me because normally this kind of pullback in an uptrend, you would have seen either like a 4-hour fib or a 1-day fib or a significant level. So yeah, I'm not sure what it hit. I don't know what that was. That's unusual to have such a big pullback. And I can't see any significant reason for that. But that's price action. So what I thought initially, I said would pull back to this area. That's what I'm thinking. There'd be strong support over here, around about what level here? 23,828. And so it's rejected. If it rejects this 4-hour trend line, I mean, unfortunately now, when you pull too far back, we've got to fight through oncoming traffic for a signal. But look, we had 2 orange and now we're back to 2 green. Once we close above this 233, our zone alignment will be all green again. But let's see, price is trying to push down. So we're in this zone now. Is it going to respect the 987 in the 4-hour and close lower? But we're sitting, there's a lot here in the way. So watching paint dry, let's have a quick look at gold. Gold, I mean, it generated a 3-minute signal, but that wouldn't have been something I'd be interested in. If we look at the 8, we can see the MACD is very, very bullish. So gold ranging a bit. Again, we would have liked to have seen this pullback here to the 233 would have been a bigger bounce down, but it didn't get, this pullback didn't get enough liquidity. And so try to move down, going sideways. So the NAS, oh, look here, as I turn, this is really moving down now. So look at these lines again. They were green a second ago, orange, the 8-minute, we've broken below the 233. That's why that has gone orange. But still no real safe trade there. Let's see if it closes below the S1. It's now getting all the way down to the 2584.
The NAS is pretty much sitting. I don't know if anyone remembers, but I drew a really big channel that goes way back to the beginning of the NAS, starting quite a big move up on the 2nd of August. And it has just bounced off the top, off the bottom, off the top, off the bottom. Last time we really bounced off the bottom was around, I think, NFP. No, that was a couple of Wednesday. And we kind of just, with that news event, broke below, but came back into the zone. And right now it's sitting on that line. To see the channel, Mark, yeah, it's now Chisha down. It's breaking under it nicely. You're gonna have to zoom out to probably a 1 hour to see it the easiest. But it
Should I
is.
should I look at it on my
Oh,
tab?
you
Dory?
can if you want to. Like we're now.
Okay, I'll just blow up the
That
1
news
minute.
event
Well, let's blow up
dropped
the
us.
I'll blow up the 8 minute, and I'll turn the indicator off and go to the 1 hour, and then we can just maybe draw it afresh here. Okay, here's the 8 minute. So I can see the channel you're talking about from down here, from this point.
Yep, pretty much
2nd
the bottom of the
August
move. No, you try, and yeah, I mean, if you, it's uncanny. You can even use the channel. I did the ray first to like really line it up, and then I drew a channel on top of it. Yeah, and we'll get that parallel. Use that parallel tool next to it, Dan, because that one to the left. Yep, left one. No, it's right next to your. It's up there on your toolbar.
That one there,
Yeah,
sorry.
use that.
From what height?
Oh,
did you
just draw it on top of your trend line and see what happens when you drag it up. So go, yep, do that. Take it all the way. No, just follow. Oh, what is that?
Oh no, this is not.
Oh, yeah,
This is
yep,
different.
yep. There you go. So take it up and look at those highs on the left. Yeah, they're like perfectly there, like that.
I'll just change it to white because I use that for something else sometimes. I'll take out that trend line. Yeah, this is the 1 hour. Gee, there's good price action right there.
Yeah, I drew that last Friday morning for everyone, and it's been. I'm trying to see your one.
That's on the 1 hour on the NAS we're looking
showing
at.
it as clearly, but we are just basically right now sitting on it.
Yeah,
When
that's
you
good.
on the 1 minute, we're like sitting on it, and 1 minute was also just touched on teal as well. So there's a look. Unless we get some very big signs to say short, it'd be a very good point to be bouncing from, considering how many times we've bounced on it.
Yeah, this is the all-time high of the year, eh? That
Yeah,
that's all-time high. I've got it to my 1 minute.
yeah, it's 965.
Yeah.
Yeah, 23,965.
So that's the all-time high. So look at the MACD. The MACD on the 1 hour has just crossed over,
Yep, it's looking red.
and you can see the momentum's been coming out on the 1 hour, though we're on an uptrend. Wow, so we're at a significant level of support. That's what we're saying here. This is
Yeah.
massive. So since midnight on the 1 hour, we can see how prices has respected this trend line.
And just perfectly tapped 23,800 on the nose as well.
And we've got a crossover, a bullish crossover on the 1 hour too. That's well spotted, Ty. That's
Yeah, so I mean, overall, the bulk of that trend table is still very bullish,
yeah.
and it's just giving us some, some red on the lower time frames and some yellow, but there's a lot of reasons why it could bounce up from here.
Yeah, it could bounce up. Yep. It's funny, you don't really see it on the 8 minutes so much if you do that, but high time frames. Look at this level there too. That is how support. We're right sitting on. If we just drew this is the 8 minute. Where price is sitting right now, you can see this massive support around this level right here.
I love it. Mark was obviously just like zooming in with his face to see what you were drawing. And so I'm like a real close to his camera. Yeah, like that.
So I've gone back to the 8 minute. We can see this massive, this level here. We're at 23,819. This is a massive level of support we're sitting on right now on the NAS. So I'm back on the 8 minute, so I just drew a few extra things in. So
And the 1 minute did just give us that doji reversal pattern as well. Just smack on top of 23,800 big round number, teal the 4 hour trend zone, and that bottom channel. So if there was ever a moment where you could expect a reversal up, back on trend, this might be it. But, you know, it's nothing to say that it can't also decide to break through that thing and go back down. But that is some pretty, there's a cluster, basically, of reasons why it should bounce off there.
There's a good reason, for price to. Would have been nice if the wick had just gone into the 987 on the 3-minute, but that's not hugely. It would have been nice. Would have been so definitely looking for price to move up again. Yeah. So well spotted there, Ty. This is a quick look. We haven't talked about gold for a while. Anything happening?
Not really.
Not really. Really still rangy on gold.
It's finding its bottom still. I think, look, if you zoom out, it can go a lot lower.
Yeah.
I've got a really big top and bottom. Where is it? What am I looking at here? Trying to figure out what time frame I'm on. Yeah, on the higher time frames with gold, there is like a massive pennant forming, basically, and we
on what time frame?
Like the 4 hour, and we've been squeezing in between that since the all-time high.
Well, let's have a quick look at that. But there's nothing on the other charts that we're going to miss. If you go off and go to the 4 hour, you'll see all my lines will appear now on the 4 hour.
The Dow is making another attempt to come back up.
Yeah.
And just in the background while we're but yeah, if you're looking at that 4 hour, you can see 1,000 lines right now.
Now this is my 4 hour.
Yeah.
4 hour lines.
So basically between the all-time high and the low, is that the all-time high?
That's, I think, is that the all-time high there?
Pretty much. It's 499. So you got to kind of squeeze out a little bit more to see it. Is that the low I'm talking about? The low of it that I've.
Well, let me choose another time frame because this is too messy. This is normally my 1 minute.
I turn off all your drawings for like a second. Just use a little eyeball on the left-hand side, to the left, 2 or 3 blocks under the magnet.
Where am I looking here?
There, that eyeball, hit that. There we go.
Okay, and go back to the 4 hour.
Yeah.
And crunch it up.
Yes.
Okay. And what we're looking at?
It's a little bit more. Well, you're going to start to see it. So there we go. So now.
So I've got some of my demo trades on here.
Yeah.
So you're looking at
pretty much from that low point
that I'm on there. Yep.
Lower.
Do you want me to draw parallel lines?
No.
What am I drawing?
No. This is a pennant. This is a giant. Like this is a
trend
line, top and bottom.
From this level here.
Yeah, 31.22. Nah. I'm going off that higher one. I think. Yeah, that one higher
over there.
That's where I'm going because that left.
Oh no, my drawings have come on again.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. I'll just go another time frame. This is my 1 minute chart, so
okay.
That's going to look really messy now. But if you zoom out,
you won't be able to get it on your 1 minute chart. I don't think.
I'll just go to the 8. That's clean. So let's just go to the 8, which we're not missing any trades right now. It's funny, it looks like a mess, but when you zoom out on the one, that's what I like doing the 1 minute, was when you zoom out, you hardly see any lines. Only seeing that level over there. So
just a few minutes ago, I said that gold is on the 8 is in a channel downwards.
Yeah,
I posted that in the chat.
Yeah, I saw that, Mark. I tried to actually go and draw one and see what I could get it to correspond to.
Oh, that's the channel on gold, but on 8 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. I drew it on the lows.
You can see it's rejected it. There it rejected and tried to pull up. Okay, now rejected it, but now it's going more sideways. So shows there is that shows bearish momentum. But now we're really in range. Okay, so what did you want to look at here? 4 hour?
Yeah.
And you wanted it from this low over here.
30, no, it's the level for it is like 31.19-ish.
This one here.
31.20-ish, yeah, you'll see.
Okay, so let's draw that in from
No, that's too high. Sorry, one lower down. It's
lower down.
3,120-ish.
From down here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's pop it on there.
There you go. More or less.
More or less.
And take him all the way across that bottom one.
Do you want to cross there?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, that's the pennant. Okay,
now
and
you're
then
gonna start
from
to
this
see
high
why-
here,
no, all the way further back to all-time high.
there, all-time high.
Yes.
Yeah, I see what you mean now.
Might be a little. The all-time high is further left. There you
There
go.
we go from there.
Yeah, bang, and then
Oops, I need to move my screen sideways a bit.
so now you can see this high time frame compression,
Yeah, nice compression there.
and
Did you go through there or just on that high there?
yeah, we lower. I went off that first.
Yeah, it was
the,
just
the rule is basically the. Oh, my brain.
which
explain it.
respects two levels.
Yeah, until you get a lower low, you go off the previous
Yeah.
high. So that's still.
So
technically
what's
that
the
first.
rule?
So when you're drawing a trend line, so the reason why he's keeping it on that left hand high and not that right hand one where it's spiked above is because we haven't made a lower low yet. So can you see the lower, just left of Dad's cursor, that low? No, yeah, there. That's still the lowest low since that high point. So yeah,
From there to
since
there.
there. So that's why that's still point number 2 for that trend line at the top. And then, so on the right-hand side, that high, that broke above the trend line, if Dad, you go to the right,
Yeah,
there, up, yeah, you see that didn't break higher. So we didn't get a higher high either than the left, where that trend line origin. So that's kind of like a fake out breakout. And then we came down, but we haven't broken lower yet. So if that had broken lower than the left-hand low, you could have adjusted that top trend line potentially, but right now that's still the basic nuts and bolts of that pennant. So that's my reasoning why we could still come lower. We rejected the top side of it, and if anything, we're compressing towards. We're in the middle, but I mean, compressing towards. If we're looking for the next big zone where it could reverse from, it'll be down there. But yeah, unfortunately,
almost got this.
nothing unfortunately goes in a perfect straight line. It could.
yeah.
But
So price could
Yeah, but that creates. You
could
can kinda
move
see
all the way
my-
back down.
Yeah. So that's kind of my bigger time frame bias as to where prices been moving. And when you start drawing fibs between these highs and lows, you start to see the zones that we've been bouncing in. Like that previous reversal on the bottom there was smack inside the 50 to 60% zone. When you're drawing from lows
So
to
I draw
highs
the. So you can see from that, if you look at the fib on what you're on a 4-hour fib from that high to that low, you can see price came up to the 7862. So there was two reasons to reject that trend line.
Yep, I've got that drawn as a purple box on mine.
It came down to the 382 perfectly, went back to the 618, which is massive. 618 is huge for reversals. And now we've got this channel. So this is a key level here now. If it breaks below, always look left. Has it respected the 382? Look at that strong respect for the 382. Always look left. That means that this 382 is a significant level, and we rejected it over there.
So that's the 618, right? You can see it. Yours is 0.618.
That's a 618. Yep, that's my color there.
So that's 618 and 50% zone. You can see we've just been, we've been stuffing around with that zone a whole lot.
Yeah.
To the
Still in
left.
the 4 hour.
We broke just above it and then came into it, pushed up, back, rejected it, and have pushed down from there. So yeah, it is. We've left that zone now, basically. So sitting around that 382 level you've got, I don't really have that on my one right now, but If we break that, you can see that next zone
Yeah.
is pretty much
So
getting us
this
close to that trend line.
this level here, what are we sitting at here? This is 333.
Yeah, that if you might as well draw a
3,333.
horizontal line on that, because I can tell you the amount of times that price is, it's a key level, like left to
Yeah.
the left. We have messed around with that level so much.
If we look here, if we look all the way back, we can see here, just look back. If we just take
I
that
can't
line
tell
over
you
there,
how
that
many
is,
times I have seen price at that level
wow.
since all the way back to April.
So, I mean, two things can happen here. We can see we've got a nice W pattern potentially forming.
Some bullish
So if it
divergence, if
rejects,
breaks
you know, the
lower.
382, price could move up again. But if it breaks below that significant level, then it could, this channel could hold this channel all the way back to our trend line here on the 4-hour. Anyway, anything,
Yeah.
other comments,
No, that's that. I mean, bringing it back to where we were at, it's the Dow is compressing at those highs,
I'll
and
just delete these off here.
we've had a bit of a double top off pink. Still above our trend line, but yeah, now compressing, and the NAS
NAS is making a W pattern. I just took a glance at my monitor now.
has given us a double bottom off the big round number, and is
Yeah,
still,
so that's
and it's underneath the massive channel still.
so we're coming back here to 23,800. So this trend line we can delete with the indicators generated one. But I would, with the W pattern, I would be happy with that high, breaking this. We want to see price break this trend line now. So we got a nice W pattern. But I mean, there is oncoming traffic now. We can see, as Ty says, look how quickly the zone alignment reverses. This was all green when we turned on an hour ago, and now we're starting with red. And if price moves down slowly, those lights are going to change. There's a lot more. It was almost all green.
Look how bunchy those moving averages are on the right of your right hand panels. They're all, the 233, the 55.
We're over here on the 3 minutes.
Like they're just all
Compression, yeah.
So it doesn't take much, and even further, look how flat they are on the 8 minute.
Gee, look at that, hey?
So that's why all those lights can change so quickly, because you can get above or below a lot of them quickly.
We were way away from the 987 on the 8 minute. So if price does come lower, the next level it's going to test is this 987 on the 3 minute.
Yeah,
Let's keep an eye on the Dow.
It is very close to that.
The Dow's really getting rangy now. Really going nowhere. Since we've been talking, if you just go to the Dow, we'll come back to the NAS. We can see prices, it's tested this 987 before it, the previous push up, it hit our pivot here, the R2. Second move up, it couldn't break above the 987. We could see here too, strong resistance on the 3 minute. We got the 233. Our PRC's moved too, so that shows me it's the Dow's going to struggle to move up. It looks like it'll be rangy for a while.
Yeah, it's a bit stuck over there. When you look at it with everything turned off, it's still at least above the most recent little trend line break. But yeah, just after big news, like before and after big news events, the price does something fancy and then can just range.
Yep. I mean, this 8 minute trend line now is irrelevant because it broke through but went nowhere. So I'm going to take that off. So we're looking at the NAS. Let's have a look here. The MACD is still very bearish on the 3 minute. And you've got some divergence there. So let's just see.
It's nice how
really respecting this big round number. Let's see if it breaks below. There we go, pushing down.
Yeah. Now it's got a little extra divergence because it's got that lower low.
So we have got that's quite a big wick to me there. So that's always, You know, again, sellers trying to push price down and buyers trying to push price back up again. And we're sitting on it, hit the 987 now. So
decision time.
Everything's gone. Gee, look at that. From being very green, it's now. This is now Christmas, what I call the Christmas tree decorations.
Yeah.
That means danger going either way. But again, it could change the green very quickly. You know, we're not that far away from being green on the 1 minute and the 3 minute, and also the 8 minute. So things could swing around. So still looking, this is very strong bearish momentum on our 3 minute. We always say how much we love the MACD. Eh? Such a good indicator. A confirmation oscillator would be the way it would be described in technical details. It's such a good measure of momentum. But we can see too on the 1 minute now, when it bunches up like this and you get the lights changing, that's also on the 1 minute showing quite rangy. So let's see what price does here. Nothing. I'm looking at the Dow on my monitor. Dow is becoming increasingly more rangy. If we just flick on the Dow, we can just see all these hollow candles here. I mean, no one's in control of the market right now. Buyers and sellers are wrestling for control.
It is compressing.
But
Look at that 3 minute, how compressed it is in between.
Gee, I know that could break out, you know, when you see that compression. But we can see a safe buy. We can see how price has respected the 233 here. So that means we really want to see price didn't close above. We want to see price close above for a safe entry and often a retest. I mean, the 8 minute
looking a little green on that table. Green.
What did you say?
Oh, that table's looking more green than anything else still.
Yeah.
So if you have a break above the POC, you can expect a retest, but you said you want to have an entry and then a retest, but you mean like a break above and then a retest and then probably an entry?
Yes. It's like that's how I like to trade. I mean, generally when price breaks above, these are always magnets, you know, prices pull towards these kind of EMAs, always pulls it. I mean, that's how averages work. So often when it breaks above, there's often a pullback and then a move up. So it does depend on what the market's doing. You know, if everything was radically green, it may just fly up. Where there's orange, there's a good sign it's going to retest. So this is a crucial level now, but also we want to see price also break above the 987. And it rejected the R2 there. You know, there was strong resistance at this pivot point. But when you see this is price busy compressing. We can see too, the indicators generated this trend line from way back. We can see the respect for this trend line here. So we've got what I call them, Ty? You call them pennants. We've got a pennant forming here on the 1 minute. So prices going between these resistance and support lines. And so now for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes now, for 6 minutes, it's almost been testing this support trend line. So this, if it breaks out, if price moves and breaks out here, then we could see it really move up. We can see our higher time frames, you know, from the 8 above, we're all above our major trend zones. So even on the 3 minute, we're above. Here we go. We've got a buy signal. It would be all green except for our MACD here hasn't quite crossed over. It is green, which shows moving up. So this could break out here. What worries me is there was respect for the R2. It has been making lower highs. So at a high, then a lower high, then a lower high. So it's respecting this trend line that's from way back. Where's that trend? What time was that trend line formed? Was that near the open? 248. So we want to see a break above. That's significant now. This level, the 233 on the 3 minute, this trend line. We also, I mean, we want to be.
The dollar's breaking down, and it's got a little bit of room till the 233. So that's if that's coming down, other things could be shooting up.
Yeah. So it may look. It's kissed this trend line again, so it could move back. When there's been so much support here, this support trend line's been huge. So let's see if it breaks above. It looks like we're shooting up.
There we go.
Are we breaking above? Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yep.
We are breaking above. So, but we want to see the break above. Because there was respect, remember, for this R2. So I'm watching to see what price does on this candle. The next.
I like the space.
You can see it made a higher high now. That stars moved from that point. Stars moved across. There's a close above. Yes, it stopped on that line. Let's just see. On that high.
NAS is going to do the same thing now. It's
Let's
that double bottom with divergence. 3 minute is not in alignment yet at all, but it's
so.
MACD
is almost crossing over.
I think the Dow's probably
at the moment, it's respecting this supply zone here, this resistance zone. Almost, we had the flash.
Looks like it's got the angle, like the strength.
Yeah, I'm looking. I mean, it's looking. If you look at the 8 minute, it's looking very bearish. Look at that beautiful MACD, but there is some
bullish
bit of divergence there, but still looking bullish.
Yep.
It's stuck on that line. Look at that, stuck on that high there. But then it may come back, pull back, and then sit on here. That's going to give us good support.
There we go.
It's trying to look at that. Boom, trying to break above. If it does, we're going to fly up. It's going to probably shoot up. Lightning bolt.
Come on, no reason why this thing shouldn't hit TP3.
Yeah, this should move up now.
TP3 on the 1 is
We've
under the
just
red
got the
zone
crossover on the
3.
MACD.
It's under the TP1 on the 8. This one's going to move.
Yep. Look, I'm on demo. Yeah, I think this is going to move up. So let's just put our stop loss in a place of support. But now this trend line is going to serve as support. And let's see where price is going to move up. At least to that, there's a significant line there. Let's see if we can get up. That's a line of significance from, we've got full color candles, we got support, we've got a 2-to-1 here. There's good reason to move up. We've got a triangle up, and we've got a...
That 1 minute MACD looks really nice, that angle.
Yeah. I mean, it's always safer taking a trade when the crossover is below, so... But we should, I think we're going to hit up here to this level. This is a 4 hour, a significant level price rejected before in the 4 hour. We got a bright kind of candle.
And
let's just see if we can push up.
We got a
MACD's looking good.
Here we go.
Here we go. We're up 13 pips. I mean, from the compression, when you get this level of compression and we rejected a significant level, this could move up. So let's see where we go here.
Oh, loving it.
I mean, there are worries like, the 233 is pretty flat there. So, I mean, this pretty flat, the 1 hour, the 987, but it's looking bullish.
The last time, if you're looking at 15-minute candles, there's a big wick to the left. So we're about to close a 15-minute candle in a minute.
Okay.
And to the left, we rejected pretty hard, but yeah, if we clear that level, there's some space with how fast we dropped with that news event. So looking bright and beautiful at the moment.
Oh, all things bright and beautiful.
That is what we like to see.
Yeah. I mean, look at this. Whew, we pulled far above. Anyway, let's go. Okay. Let's go. Come on, let's climb up
My goodness gracious, big pips on fire.
17 pips and climbing.
And almost at TP3.
We haven't got a white candle yet.
Nah, it's going. DXY has bounced up a little bit, so there is, yeah, that thing's, what's it hitting? It's hitting the 55. Okay, so
Because we've pulled quite far above our main trend zone. That's the only worry here. But look,
yeah,
we've got a lot of support. So
and there's no reason why it shouldn't pull back and bounce off pink and give you that break and retest. So
yeah,
it's looking nice.
Where do you move your stop loss into profit?
Yeah, so, I haven't done it yet. You haven't got a white candle. I mean, it could pull back, but look, we've got support here, and there was a lot of compression. So I'm just going to wait this one out. I mean, you've got full color candles here, full color candle. I mean, this big wick's a bit of a worry on the 8-minute. There's this huge wick. So
that's the hard one, right?
The MACD separated, so I'm going to wait this one out. We have got a white candle. It's not what we wanted to see so early. But it could come back and retest, So I'm just watching it.
Yeah, the 1 minute's going to give you plenty of reasons to freak out and get knocked out.
Yeah.
But I mean, that 8-minute MACD looks amazing.
8-minute MACD is looking very parallel there.
Yeah, like
the 3 minutes is
good reasons to say why it should continue. But look at that, pulling back all the way to pink.
My worry was we pulled too far away from the
trend zone.
From the trend zone. But there should be a lot of support here. We've hit the 987. We've got this zone here.
Look at that bounce with that wick. You can't see it on your candles. I just turned on normal candles to see how price is going to respect. But it just perfectly tapped pink.
It came right to the 987.
So now this is, wow.
That's a huge wick there.
Hammer candle bouncing off.
I'm just going to do a quick flip from this low to that pullback to see what we got here.
That's bullish.
So we came back to the 0.5, which is normally good support. So that was a huge pullback. But now we've got a nice little pullback support line here. I mean, there's still nice separation. That's why I'm still, I've got some optimism still. We've got support line. Our 55 is bright green. So if we've got my fib here, we want to see a break above the 236. 236, we want to break above there. And you have got some divergence on the 1 minute. But it's still looking bullish. Yeah, we want to see this. We got some support.
Was perfect.
I mean, look, that was a horrible pullback. I don't normally trade those pullbacks. That was a 30-pip pullback. That's massive.
If you put that on normal candles for a second, Dad, look at just. I mean, I don't know if I have seen a hammer candle.
It's a low test bar there,
like that in a while.
Yeah,
like it's almost zero body. And still closed green.
Yeah. So we have to break above this 236 now. That's 230. If we break above the 236, then we're going to move up.
This thing's gone.
So we're looking at high time frames, bullying the low time frames here. I mean, look, things are out of order. Whenever the moving averages are out of order, then there's a higher risk. But it looks like if we want to close above this level, then we're going to move up to the previous high. There we go. Come on, let's move up. Let's move up. We want to hit our target at least. So we're up 14. There we go. Nice full color candle. We got a bullish candle on the 3 minute, 8 minutes still looking. I mean, look at that huge. Look at that zone there. It's looking great. We won't look at the nose right now. There's a counter trend signal, but so it could make a double top. I mean, these wicks are not a good sign, those 3 wicks. So what I'm going to do, I'm just trying to see, I'm just going to go to break even now because I don't like the wicks on the 3 minutes. So at least, we could push up on it, just put in 2 pips here, 2 pip stop loss. So we want to see this level broken now. If we break above there, then we're going to fly up. We're up 19.
It's going to go.
Here we go, 20. Okay. So we've got full color.
That's a TP3 in case no one called it already.
Yeah. TP3 we hit. Would have been a risky trade though. So let's just watch here. Let's just see where's our next 3-minute candle. 3-minute candle. It's got 37 seconds. I mean, these wicks always make me nervous, you know, big wicks. So we want to close above, you know, we want to see a close above. We're up 24. Okay, let's go.
And the 8 with the space, is that not more like a bullying higher time frames, bullying a lower time frame? Because the 8 has plenty of space.
It has. The 3-minute those hit, you know, part of the previous resistance zone. So, but look, there's great separation. We're running parallel. Everything's looking good.
Only thing to be
but
aware
we want
of
to close above, you know. We haven't closed above that previous high. So it could get stopped out. So that's what makes me nervous. We've hit that line there.
So the high.
So we will get some support. We got the 236 here. So we didn't close above. That was my worry. We needed to close above the 0 line from the fib I drew. But hey, look, we're having fun here. We're in a trade. That's how I'm managing the trade. So if I get stopped out, look, it's a win, not a big win. But we're still looking very bullish.
We're getting close to the high of the session too, which is 44,868. Have you got that on there? No. It's just above your take profit level.
We want to reject this level. So if we come back, the 236 is massive. That's why my stop loss is below there. So if it comes down, we should get some support. I haven't got much of a buffer, but it's trading. So we want to sit on this level now. So if we reject that level, we'll move up. If not, we would have made a few pips. But hey, it's fun anyway, analyzing a trade. We want to reject this level. This 236 now is what we're looking to reject and then move up. So, I mean, look, we have got divergence here on the 1 minute. We've got higher highs, lower highs.
Vickers took his money at TP3. Good man.
Yeah, it hit TP3 from the signal, that's a bonus. So we want to reject this level now. Looks like we're rejecting the 236. Come on.
I love it. You said how hard work that was with a laughing face.
Come on, let's go price. Let's go up. I mean, you still got, although they're bullish candles, there's bearish momentum. I mean, 8 minutes looking very good. 3 minute.
15-minute
candle. Next candle is going to tell us a
red doji, but it's the MACD on the 15 is looking pretty glorious too.
Yeah. Okay, we've got a doji. We've got a bullish doji. We're going to sit this. We want to see a nice bullish candle now on the close of this one. We want to break above there. Come on, let's go. We want to break above that level.
Not trying to get too excited, but if I draw a fib from the recent high of like London, where we rejected from at like 44,958 area, to this most recent low at 44,664, then my 1.618 extension puts us just above the all-time high at 45,141. So forecasting. No crystal balls, but if we continue up from here, then that'd be nice.
Yeah, we got a bullish candle. Wanted to see that, but let's hope it stays bullish. Oops, here we go. Come on. Yeah, we moved a little bit away from support now. We're kind of above. We could look. I mean, we're
3 minute. Yeah,
that's. We've got a white candle on the 3 minute. You can see how their price hit the previous high. It may come back and test the 236.
Probably stalling at a supply zone on the 15 minute. That's why it's hanging around.
Okay.
It hit a 15-minute supply zone and now kind of hanging around.
Yep.
And that's probably why it's not working.
Yeah. Well, I'm stopped out there.
It's the 618 actually as well. That fib I just talked about going from the high to the low. The 618 is 44,848. And the good news about that is that 15-minute candle recently just closed above it, and this red one is just pushing back into the zone beneath it. So I like that we closed above it, but
and the 1 hour is very bearish.
Yeah.
The 1
We
hour?
could still move up, but we got quite strong divergence on the 1 minute. We can see also got divergence on the 3 minute slight. I mean, it could still move up. I mean, I'm a conservative trader.
Well, if you had all held your positions from last week's Friday session, where there was about 200 pips on the board, we none of us would be holding that right now. But we took that entry down at 43,850 just 1,000 pips ago. Man. And moving, I'm going that far back because I'm looking to see what kind of channel we're in at the moment. Let's see.
It's getting some support from the two.
We are in a channel.
What you're looking at, what time frame?
Go on the 1 hour.
Okay, I'll just quickly change this to the 1 hour.
We're near well, you'll see.
I'll turn the indicator off, shall I?
Mm-hmm. I just had this feeling.
Channel here.
So you're gonna have to, go a little bit. Compress. You're further back. It's before that that drop. Yeah.
Let me just hold something sitting there. Further back or not?
I'm just trying to see. No, that might.
Are you looking at something there?
Yeah.
And
so
there.
if you draw parallel lines from those lows, from there, and and then you got to get it on pretty much. I mean, as close as possible, and I don't know if that's you're just gonna have to lower that left hand side. Yep. Okay. And then if you lower the left hand bottom corner, it will align perfectly.
Across,
it'll then align perfectly across the top. Now drag the middle point up. Check that.
Wow.
Yep. I just had this feeling to go back and see if we were just grinding up within a zone. So that recent New York session high from 8 a.m. yesterday or whatever I've got on now is our high point currently, which we rejected the top of that channel. So just interesting to know, right? When you can see.
Yeah, we should. It's amazing how price comes back to that midpoint of those channels.
Yep, that's why I like using that tool and not just the trend lines on their own.
No, that's a good tool, Ty.
I love it. It's on my favorite spot. It's in the top 10 tools video, people, for a reason.
I mean, we would have liked to have seen then a bigger drop down to the middle before we move up. So it hasn't really come back to our middle line.
You know what's crazy? Like look further left, the top left of your channel, and see how price stalled. You've got a drop base drop. Just further left of the dot. Left. Look at that. It's like you can almost draw it further back. The amount of times your magnet's going to get wrecked now, but you'll see. Yep. How crazy is that, right? Like how the low of the channel, but then the top of the channel was is there in price action before that.
That is amazing, eh?
I find
that is crazy price action.
I find those kinds of moves over and over and over again. I just mess around with drawing channels, further into the past or further into the future sometimes and things like that to see how far back you can spot that kind of price action, and it blows my mind all the time.
Yeah.
You can see as well, like look how that base drop, so the middle of the channel, you had that first green bar on the left, the initial drop left, there.
Yep.
So that's a base drop, and then you've got a base rally. Look to the right, you've got the red candles there.
Yeah.
That's what it's a little more obvious on normal candles, but you'll very, very often have that a drop base drop and then a rally base rally at the same zone. Ooh, I love it.
Wow. Fascinating, hey, price action. That's what I love about trading. It's just to look at this middle line, hey, all that price action around it. Yeah, would have loved to seen a bigger drop here, would have seen a bigger move up. So what do you think? This often means that we could get a bit rangy now because we haven't really hit that middle line.
So if I understand correctly, it's better to take trades at the top or the bottom of the channel towards the middle.
Yeah, if you're, if you're just purely trading price action, so that to me would be the riskier, looking for divergence at a key level when it's a stop hunt. That gives a little extra nudge to your cluster of reasons to take a trade. But then if you get a confirmed signal that meets the rules and you have just rejected a top or bottom of a channel like that, then that's going to definitely add to it.
Tom may disagree with me, but how can I say it? I like stick to the Dow, try to get a node well. But to trade efficiently, if you trade multiple indices, you really have to be doing this, on multiple indices. There's a lot of work. It's good to get to know one really well, what's happening. And Tar seems to have a lot of knowledge of all, like gold and the NAS, but these kind of things, looking at the hour drawing channels.
And that's what I do for fun. Honestly, if I'm sitting down on a Sunday night or something when the markets are closed, I might, squiz at crypto, but really this is when there's no, you're not getting sucked in, you're not FOMOing in because, the markets are closed. That's when you go back and just zoom out, turn off everything, draw some lines. And when you've got hundreds of hours under your belt of doing it, or thousands at this point, you're looking for those channels over and over again. And you just spot them and you just start to get familiar with how an index moves. My entire first year was only the NAS, second whole year was only the Dow, third whole year was only gold. So I've had enough time on each one to get familiar with it. And now I can comfortably bounce between all three. But yeah.
Yep.
That's if you're wondering where you are and when you're zoomed in and you're looking at 1,000 lines, zoom out, turn everything off, and you'll start to spot those channels. And sometimes it starts by just drawing one trend line, one ray, and then you look at the top and go, like you just did, Mike, you looked at the 8 minute and you thought, we're in a channel going down. It's like, that's where you start to see it. Okay, well, Dad, I'm sorry you got knocked out, but I'm still in.
You still in? Good on you. Look at price action. I came exactly down to the 382. That's why I love Fibs, to the millimeter. So if you're still in, you want to see price break above our zero line. What worried me with it, why I moved my stop loss up when I see these 3 very big wicks, that made me nervous in the trade. That means, buyers are trying to push price up. There was this huge wick on the 3 minute. So that huge wick made me nervous. That is a sign of reversal. So I would be impressed if price broke above the wick that high there. It may. It looks very bullish. On the 8 minute, when you get these beautiful parallel channels, it's going to move up. But I don't like pullbacks. Tar, that's our different style. Tar will sit in here till next week, Wednesday. I'm just kidding, but he stays in longer.
Not quite, but honestly, the way that you trade is better. I'm going to call it for what it is. You've got a higher win rate, and you're in for a short amount of time. And the longer you're in the market, the greater the risk. The quicker you can get in, smash and grab, the better. And that's waiting for those quick ones. So, guys, I gotta shut her down. We're up to 7 a.m. and it's one of my boys' birthdays, so we're about to head into making pancakes and all that kind of jazz. But
hey, well, thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah, really cool session. Bit of paint dry in the middle, but some
at least we got I showed you how I trade. Tiny when it wasn't a loss, and the reason again why I moved my stop loss when I saw that big wick, I thought wicked wicks. I'm going to move to break even. And then if I take a loss, if I get closed out, it's no loss. So that was my worry. That's like to me a reversal wick.
Yeah.
But price still looks bearish, so it looks like it could move up to that
Gold's
top.
looking pretty
Hey,
bullish.
gold-
If
I'd say gold's on the move.
yeah, it's I'm in already. If you
Okay.
can, and it's got some space. Anywho, guys, have an amazing
Okay,
day.
guys, have a great weekend.
and
Nice to connect with all of you.
yeah, catch you all in the chat over the weekend. Have fun.
Yeah.
Pray for Ethereum to make an all-time high. In the meantime, trade
Yeah.
safe, and we'll see you soon.
Yep. See you guys. Have a great day and a great evening to Mark in Europe.
Yeah, other side of the world. All right, see you, team.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.